dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday you'll touch the sky. You're an angel, look up, baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just heard rap about the trap, don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all together.
Guess what?
We live?
Oh, all day.
Are we
every day.
live?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangsta.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
Now you know. Now you know. Now you can tag a friend, tell a friend, let them know that we're here and we ain't going nowhere. And yeah, it's Freestyle Friday. What's good, Q?
It's Freestyle Friday. I found my glasses, lost my glasses.
Found them and lost them, all in the same
I just
breath.
don't understand how people like keep these things.
Tiffany, there you go. Tiff, what's good?
Good morning, Tiffany.
Thank you for riding with us every
just-
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I appreciate you. Tiff.
Yes. I
Yeah.
just don't know like how people keep up with these glasses. I just don't.
What do you mean? How
Huh.
do you not know how people keep? You just keep up with your glasses. Just do it.
I guess because I don't have to wear them all the time.
Mhm.
And then when I do
That's
wear them, and then I have to, and then I'm new to it.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like, you won't get used to it if you don't do it.
I do like when I wear them when I'm in the bed, like when I'm reading or like looking at my
Okay.
phone, because that's the only thing I need them for is readers.
Okay,
And so,
I got you. See,
Yeah.
I need mine to see far. So most of the day, I'm not wearing glasses. When I'm in front of the computer, I don't have them on.
and I
usually.
need them when I'm like
Yeah.
when I'm looking at
Yeah. But I got like the bifocal thing. So if I do like this, I can see close.
Yeah.
and at the top of them, I see far.
Okay.
Yeah, my eyes been bad for a little while.
So you know what I did go to? So y'all know I go to the movies.
Yeah.
So I seen Bride Hard on
Okay.
Tuesday.
That was Samuel.
No, that was last week. That was
Okay,
Unholy
gotcha.
Trinity.
Okay, gotcha.
Samuel, that was the Western. Bride Hart was kind of no, it wasn't Melissa McCarthy. But the Australian girl who played in some singing movie. I can't think of it right now. So it's kind of like an action movie. That was funny.
Okay.
Yesterday I went to see Elio, the cartoon.
Okay, yeah. Not good?
It was alright. It was just alright.
I saw
kinda-
some of the previews and
I
it
was
looked
just
like it was
kinda-
gonna be good.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
And maybe I was tired,
Okay.
but I won't go see it again.
Okay. How about Megan? Did you get the chance to see Megan?
Megan just came out.
So I saw the ad for the first Megan on
Mhm.
Stars, and I said when we was talking about it, I said I was gonna check out Megan on Stars before Megan 2.0.
But Megan 2.0 like officially hit today.
Okay.
So
okay. So I need to watch Megan 1.
Yeah, because I can't wait to see Megan 2.0.
Okay, Megan 1 looked like it was a trip too, though.
Yeah,
just
but
from the the advertisement.
Yeah.
And it looked like it may have people not supportive of AI and robots and all of that stuff. But it was like how Megan gradually just, it was interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Today is my grandson's birthday. So shout out to grandson number 2. Brother
Hey,
David.
grandson number 2.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kyrie. Yeah, Papa, I love you, man. He's turning 12, and he was one of the ones who used to listen in the morning. Remember, when they used to go to school,
do the shout out.
yeah, we used to shout them out in the morning on their way to school. And so, yeah, he turning 12 today. So shout out to him, and definitely looking forward to seeing him and spending a little bit of time with him this weekend. We have Friday Night Done Right tonight.
Woohoo!
So Friday Night Done Right. We got rained out last Friday. So we'll be back tonight. So
is it gonna rain again?
I think they said it was gonna. The pattern is changing, so we should be all right. So we'll be good. So Friday Night Done Right tonight, 7:00 at Childs Park Pool.
And you know what? It should be. It's only like a 10% chance of
I
rain.
think we're gonna be good. We're gonna be fine. And we're excited, man. Looking forward to it. So y'all come through, pull up. It's not just for the children. We got space for the adults as well. So y'all come through. We got some stuff that we're gonna be doing and hanging out on a Friday night, 7 to 9.
Since we're talking about Friday night, like, what's on your mind? I got tagged in a post. Okay. So in 2018, I worked on Andrew Gillum campaign.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then I realized how small that campaign, because I was tagged in a post by Christellis saying,
oh, yeah, I ain't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, right. How small it was and how we were under budget.
Okay.
Like, we didn't have that much money. We were like, as far as we won that going into the primaries in 2 months just with the field program.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, people don't know, like, when you believe in something and like how hard work really does pay off.
Yeah.
Like, the field is important.
Oh,
to these campaigns,
that's the most important.
But people don't realize that. And like, we were so creative.
People who in the field feel that way.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, but it was proof in the pudding. Like, when we looked at it, like, we were so creative. And like, we did like, we had block parties.
I remember the longest table.
We did so much stuff. Like,
did we do champagne campaign finally that year?
Did we do? No, we didn't.
We didn't do champagne.
But
campaign.
Champagne campaign is
always going on. I remember, was that the year that Mr. Edmond did Puff Puff Pass the Ballot or something like that?
I don't know.
I mean, it was like, look, you got to meet people where they are.
You got to meet people where they are. Like,
I remember we did at the social, we did like with Ish. We partnered with Ish to do like a crowd party, and we was registering people and getting people signed up at we was like just going
right,
like we broke the mold. Like, we didn't do the traditional things that people would do. Like, we went to where the people are and got a little bit of judgment about it, but it was like, you know what? How do you get people to come to you? So there's the saying we say, if the mountain don't come to Muhammad got to go to the mountain.
Right.
And that's what we was doing. Like, we was really going to like all of these places where people said, oh no, that's not where you go.
Yeah.
But here's the reality of it is, most of the people who like go to these clubs and go to these places, they're eligible voters.
And they would be interested if they knew, right? And nobody's talking to them. Nobody's talking to them. Yeah. And then when you are talking, you're making these phone calls, and I'm like, because you're just thinking of the traditional way. We're gonna hit the phone. Like, you got to hit so many. No, we proved that was. That's not. And then we'll see where we took the campaign and did the unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. And then the party came and took over and took all the momentum and completely changed. Because they said, wait, we got to get back to doing it the way we usually do it. Which is why they was losing. Right. In the state of Florida, if you look, why we have lost almost all our major races. What are y'all doing? You can't do that. You got to do it the way we've been doing it. But and the way you've been doing it ain't got us nowhere. Right. Well, that's what's up. So are you looking forward to like next year and this upcoming political cycle? I don't know. Like, I'm over it. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't know. It has to be something that moves me. Yeah. To be honest, like I do as you too. Like a lot of people, we do a lot of consulting. Yeah. People will hit me up and want my opinion on like
Yeah.
How
I'm doing that, and I'm sending invoices this year though.
I think we should.
Yeah,
I think I should. I
brain
like
picking, what do you think sessions?
The strategies.
Yeah, just so
and
if you're listening, if you want to pick my brain next year for your strategy and your campaign, you can expect an invoice. Because
yeah, I mean, because it's proof in the pudding. Like I have results, you have results where we have definitely helped people.
And I've seen them pay invoices to people with bad ideas, and I got good ideas, and they don't want to send me an invoice. They think, okay, just because it's you,
because you're my cousin,
my brother.
Don't eat the swine, my brother.
So also, I want to give a shout out. There's a couple more things on this local news. And if you got somebody that is doing some amazing work, y'all tag them, and we'll shout them out. So if they doing some great things, they deserve a shout out. They they need to be recognized for the good work that they're doing. If you got something going on, put it in the chat. This is the opportunity for you to. We celebrating the best of the Bay right now. So.
Kimbrielle,
yes,
doing some amazing
work. Yes, courageous leap. She getting people in the water, man. Getting black people in the water.
Yes.
Yeah, for real.
Yes.
Black outside is a real thing.
She took the kids to the Florida Aquarium. They did a
Spent
sleepover.
the whole night. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that was amazing.
Got me in the Florida Aquarium. Got you in the Florida Aquarium.
What's her name? Scantlin.
Yeah, and that was amazing.
She got her in the water. Yeah.
And she's terrified, can't swim, terrified of water.
Yeah. And she
almost
was
drowned and went in there and did
the doggone thing. Yeah. Courageous leap for real. And the Catalyst, they're doing the community cleanup on the Deuces this Saturday at 10 o'clock. So if you want to participate in that, I think Dan put it in the chat on Wednesday that they have about 150 people signed up to do it. Now, will they all show up? Maybe not. But those who do, we appreciate it.
The fact that they signed up for it. Yeah. I mean, so if you look at numbers, if 150 people signed up, let's say a good 75 or 80 may be there. Somewhere around. That's close. That's close. Yeah. And let me tell you what, and it may be even higher numbers because I mean, some people have been banned from the cat. You know what
trying to get back in. Your mama came by and was like, "Let my baby back in," and they're like, "Nope." And then I saw what Dan was like. It was people that was fighting in other clubs. He banned them from the cat too. Like, you ain't coming here. You're not doing that over here. So shout out to them for that as well. Also want to say thank you to New Faith Free Methodist Church. They recognized me. It was kind of unexpected. Well, it was unexpected, and I couldn't make it to the presentation because we had Brother Nuri here.
Yeah.
And so I was over there at the YMCA. Shout out to Nuri, man. He did a phenomenally amazing job. I just put all of those words together. But it was great. But I couldn't make it. But they recognized me for helping to rename the street over there. So Irving Avenue is now Curtis Long Avenue. And it was like a long process. And it's one of those things that,
behind Pleasant Grove.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah, the old Pleasant Grove.
My
dad, you got the new Pleasant Grove.
No, I grew up. That was my church.
Okay, Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant Grove.
My wife too. That was their church.
Right. And so, and then my dad stays right behind them.
Okay. So Irving Avenue is, so like initiated the process. That was like one of the first text messages I got was like in December of 2022, right after I was appointed. And Dontrell hit me up. He was like, "Man, the church folks want to know if you can come over." They can hear me now.
Can you hear? As Charlie Funk say, finally I can hear y'all at work. Okay, okay,
right on.
Good morning.
Okay. We thought we was having some difficulty.
Yeah,
but and so I got the text message in December saying that they wanted to meet. So I went over, met with them, and the conversation was around, how can we rename the street to celebrate, Bishop Curtis Long? And so I went to work on that, made it happen by God's grace. It was a long process. We had to talk to residents. Some residents didn't want to do it. Like, it was a whole thing, but I kind of forgot about it because, you just be doing stuff.
So much.
And then when they hit me with it, they gave me a beautiful certificate and it documented like everything.
Oh, wow.
That like my contribution. And I was like, okay, I appreciate that because I don't get that a lot. Like, I do a lot of that stuff, but I don't get that kind of, like circle back and say, hey man, we appreciate it. And then cataloging what, the contribution was. So thank you, Pastor Siplin. I appreciate you. Reverend Gravely, Dontrell. I'm naming names and I'm going to
Don't start.
Miss Moultrie, thank you. Everybody who has something to do with that, greatly appreciated. And I was humble when I saw it too. So yeah, thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you like a street named after you?
Depending on what street it is, but I don't know. Not really.
Oh, congratulations to Darryl Rousson.
Oh yeah, he got a building named after him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Darryl, Senator Rousson, who's retiring. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't know if I would want a street named after me. You see what happened on MLK? They named that after him, and like every hood in America is on MLK.
But that doesn't mean that great stuff don't happen on there.
It don't. But I'll leave that to whoever comes.
I'm trying to think what I want. You know.
Well, since we're thinking about what we want, I got a would you rather.
Okay, would you rather? Because we got like 6 minutes.
We got 6 minutes to do would you rather, and then we'll come back after the break. We're gonna talk about Trump was talking crazy, and we got some updates. We got some stuff that we're gonna be doing after this break, so y'all stick around for it. But the would you rather segment is brought to you by Jerish Martin. Whether you're looking for high quality entertainment curation and top tier event stage management, look no further than Jerish Martin. Jerish Martin LLC offers professional entertainment consulting, artist coordination, and event management services to bring your next event to life, ensuring a seamless, exciting experience for your audience. Qiana, would you rather?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have the ability to always stay calm in any situation, or the power to make others feel at peace when you're around? Put it in the chat, y'all. Let us know what you would rather.
See, I think I do both.
Okay.
Already.
You always stay calm.
Not always, but for the majority part.
I was about to say, I seen you.
Yeah, but you know, it takes a lot.
But
it takes a lot to kind of like.
To move.
Yeah, because I'm pretty, I'm pretty even killed. Like when it comes to that.
You are.
Yeah, I am. And I think for the majority part, I make people feel really comfortable around me.
Carrie, what's good?
I don't know. Which one are you
Thank
doing?
You for the stars. I'm going with make others feel at peace when I'm around. Because if I can make others feel at peace, then I pretty much think that I'll be at peace. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it says, would you rather have the ability to always stay calm in any situation, or the power to make others feel at peace when I'm around? I think I'm gonna go with you. Cool, I'm cool.
Right? Because then why am I?
Why am I not cool if everybody else is cool? And the way the world is right now, if you could show up and just make people feel all right, I think that would be a pretty decent superpower to have. Like I'd be in every hood, every trap, every spot where peace needs to be. I'll be there.
Yeah. I think I'm going with two. And usually, I'm gonna usually go with you.
Okay.
I'm going with you on this one. I'd rather, cause you're right.
Yeah.
Because if you can make people, because if it's chaotic.
Yeah. And you come in and you can bring peace to the calm.
You be like Gumby.
That's like one of my goals in life. I don't know if I told you that.
No.
Like when we talk about retirement, when I talk with my children, they're like, what you want to do? I was like, I want to just be at home, sit in my chair, and then people come see me, and then I give them like a sentence that changed their life forever. Like one sentence, just a few words. Like it don't take a long time. I just tell them like one sentence.
And you know what? It is because you always remember these. It's like my grandma. Like one time she called all us in.
Okay.
And and she looked at us and we was like, "What?" And she was like, how did she say? She say, if you ain't got no friends, then you need to look at yourself.
You're dismissed. Go ahead.
And That's it. That was all she said.
I want to be that grandma. I want to be that person.
If everybody got a problem, you are the common denominator.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no friends, you need to look at yourself.
I want to do that. Like so much. You have no idea. Like that's my ideal scene. Like you just call me and I give you one sentence or two maybe.
Yeah.
And then after that, send the invoice.
Yeah. If you pay one sentence for free.
Yeah, that's it.
What? Like my Uncle Bobby was really good at, but his was always funny. Yeah. Like we always would, you never know when the wildcat gonna show. And it was funny. No, because
you got something there.
Right. Back in, you know how like you doing stuff, you ain't got no business. You at home, people ain't supposed to be there. They pop up, and you never know. When the wildcat goes
and the wildcat is standing there in the moment. That's what I'm like. That's like the ideal for me. Like if I could live a life like that and help people in that way, that would be like my ideal scene. Just to be able to give you something that don't take a lot. Because a lot of that stuff, it don't take a lot.
It don't. And, so if you can think of anything, audience, or some, call in and tell like, so one sentence.
Yeah, give us a sentence that like would change somebody's life in an instant.
Never let them see you sweat.
You are dismissed.
Yeah.
It's like, Brother John, I'm having this problem. Oh my God. Da, 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 da. Never let them see you sweat. That's it. The answer is within you. That kind of stuff. Because most of the time it is. Like, that's what I realized just from living and having conversations with people. You don't have to really give a whole lot of advice. Most people really know what to do.
They just need to be directed the right way. Like they need to be kind of guided and reassured that it's okay to take that path.
And also just having the space to be able to talk it out. Because once you just listen and let people talk, the right question, you know what I mean, will absolutely allow you to just talk through what your solution is. And so that's what I've been really practicing and learning how to do, is just like how to ask the right question to get you to think about what the answer is. Because when you give advice, now that's something that now I'm responsible for that. So no, I'm not giving you anything. I'll help you discover it and find it within yourself. But we got to take a break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We'll put that would you rather up and y'all put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, tag a friend, tell a friend, and we'll be back about 6-7 minutes after the hour.
Yep.
Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel. Look up, baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, elders lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just a rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United we must stand together, under God we are one. We must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dreams.
Peace in the streets, love to my brothers, love to my sisters. We all need each other. Children need their mothers and they need their dads. Taking a life that don't make you bad. The fact that you do that is so sad. Pocket watching, plotting on another man's cash. Pick up a book instead of picking up a gun. Increase your knowledge and that'll increase your funds. If everyone succeeds, then crime would decrease and people would live instead of resting in peace. Unity, that's what we need. Stand up and be a positive force in the community.
We are one, we must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroy.
stand together.
All together as one.
As one people.
United we must
United,
stand
we shall rise.
fighting for
And you fight for me
till our race is
till we
done.
see God.
United we must
United,
stand
we will rise.
together.
Clap with me.
Under
Clap.
God, we
Clap.
are
Yes,
one.
sir.
We must
Clap.
fly to the
Clap.
sun.
GB on the
Every
track,
day,
man, and I mean
fight
this
for
is from the
peace,
heart.
not destroy
Back and forth to prison, cause my position in the ghetto was wishing. My dreams was in my hand, man, instead of so distant. Violent crimes on my record, showing judges I'm reckless. Yes, they think I'm rich and young, like Young and the Restless. Every time I see a young brother rich in peace, got to be the only time when I watch TV. Cause the struggling and suffering is all I see. Besides, muscle lift the finger at the devil, boy, for taking my peace. Cause the only way to live is to take to the streets. But they rate me as a villain for the killing and dealing. For what? My last resort to make me a living. I don't give a damn, tell them so what? I'm gonna survive even if they threaten me with life. The arms of poverty held tight, making life a fight. But in the sky, we got to unite. Keep your head in the sky.
We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United we must stand together. Under God we are one. We must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dreams. We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together.
Now, later today, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda are to formally sign an agreement aimed at ending the conflict in eastern DRC. The text agreed between
Hey. Hey. Come on.
We're back.
It's Freestyle Friday.
Why would you be so crunk at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning?
Because the coffee kicked in.
Yeah.
The coffee has kicked in. We want to welcome you back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
And this is Qiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That.
See that.
Thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because the coffee has kicked in. And Smart is
the new
gangsta.
Baby.
Hey. Oh. That's my best singing voice, y'all. Tag a friend, tell a friend that we up. And before the break, we was asking you, what's one thing that like a sentence or a phrase or something, a word of wisdom that you received or that you would like to give somebody? And Miss Renee, she put something in here for us.
She put a couple of stuff.
She got a few things in here. So a blind man has no business at the movies, which right?
But he can hear.
No, we just say that. Like
Yes.
that's like when they come to you and they say, I got this problem, you tell them, okay, well, a blind man has no business at the movie.
So if you don't have the qualifications,
Yeah.
don't you go. But go ahead.
Which means if you're in an environment and something happens and you have no clue as to what's going on, you are not to be there. You are out of place. My uncle said this all of my life. I understood it later. He only said this when I was around someone that he would say made, what did he say?
The hairs on his back
of his neck stand
up.
up. Thank goodness for my OGs. I'm with you on that all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is though. Like I want to be that one to be able to just say, okay, here's the thing that you need to hear.
You know what?
Thing and move on.
So another one, not my monkey, not my circus.
Okay, yeah.
Or when are you gonna stop being a monkey in their circus?
Yeah. When you get tired, you'll stop.
Uh-huh.
That was one of my. So I'm actually writing a book with things that my dad used to say. It's called "Remember What My Pops Told Me." It's been coming out for years, but I'm getting really close. So I started back And I realized that it's closer to being finished than I thought.
Oh, wow.
It's really close. And so I just got to like lock in and focus. But in that, as I read it, every time I go back, I get something out of it because it's basically a list of those things. Like it's things that he used to say. Mm-hmm. And then I'm putting the thing he said and then kind of putting context to it for when he told it to me and when it resonated with me.
Isn't that a good feeling? Like when you like think of something or you put something in the atmosphere, and then you saw it, you see it come into fruition.
It's amazing,
right?
Yeah,
and it happens a lot here.
We them kind of people though.
Like we do, like we really be out here working, and don't realize like we working. Like you be,
like I said, I got the call from New Faith, saying, "Hey, we got a thing for you for some work that you did," and I'm like, "Oh wow." That's right. Yeah, it really happened.
You'd be like, whoa. I think about our mental health series and stuff. And when I brung it to the table like so many years ago, and the fact that we doing it.
Yeah, it's actually happening.
There's so many stuff that like be careful with your tongue. Your tongue is very powerful, especially if you're out here doing the work.
Yeah. I'll put you on the spot right now and ask you, what's up with he say, she say though?
So let me tell you.
It's Freestyle Friday, y'all.
Actually, he say, she say is coming back.
Okay.
I just really have to.
That one got me out the house.
It did.
Yeah. At night.
Yeah. To be honest,
me and my wife, we used to love he say, she say.
I love he say, she say. I think it gives an opportunity. It's unique to itself. Yeah. To kind of let people really talk about things and then be themselves. And I'll tell you, every time
perspective, I got like a he say, she say memory that I'll never forget. I won't share it on the air, but it just make me smile, and every time I think about it. So,
really?
Yeah.
I wish you would share, but I understand if you can't.
No, it's
okay. No. Okay,
maybe keep it.
Maybe another time. But what I do like is that everybody who's new and come to he say, she say, they say, "Oh, I'm not gonna talk."
Oh, and then
they always say that. No, I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the night, everybody is sitting up there being engaged and having a conversation. And the men know how to like get under people's skin. Sometimes the women do too. It just be amazing. And I love also that it was a diverse crowd. Like you had Cheyenne crew there, sometimes a little bit younger. You had the older. We had my mama and her friends, and the different intergenerational that happened. That he say, she say.
Intergenerational is a thing. That's part of the memory. But again, I won't share it. All right, so locally, have you seen this? That the Manhattan Casino is set to receive a almost $5 million renovation.
Okay.
So the historic Manhattan Casino in St. Petersburg on the Deuces, in the Deuces Live corridor, is getting a $4.8 million makeover, with renovations expected to begin this fall and finish by the spring of 2026.
So are they just going to tear the building down and rebuild it up?
No, what's coming is there's a new event space. So the first floor will have 2,200 square feet of space with the redesigned foyer, bar, green room, and more. And then the second floor is getting a refresh. This area, historically a ballroom and music hall, will offer 4,100 square feet of updated event space, raised ceilings, and new restrooms.
That's $5 million worth of work.
Apparently so. I guess in today's market. If they would have did it when 22 South was there and Urban Collective, but when they was there, it probably been about 250,000, maybe 300,000.
I still don't see that big. You already have the foundation.
Yeah,
like the walls and like
they must be doing like a makeover.
That's what I say. Are they tearing down the building and rebuild? Like I don't.
$5 million? No, they wouldn't get that far with that. But yeah, things have changed. HVAC upgrades and
they definitely needed some AC, and that was the biggest thing is the AC. They probably need roofing because of everything else.
There was a leak. I remember that was one of the issues.
So
they had some issues over there.
Excited to see what they do.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that that's the direction that they ended up. So y'all put it in the chat. How can the Manhattan Casino revival help support the local economic development and cultural pride? Because that's one of the things too. When I was reading this article, one of the things that stood out in the article for me was they said the casino was like this hub, you know, it's like this, it was the place to be. And then it said the casino fell on hard times when desegregation took place. Just let that breathe. So when desegregation started and happened, that's when the casino fell on hard times. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying.
And that line, and that was just like that was just a line in the story, but that was like the most profound thing for me, because from 1926 up until the 60s, that was the spot. But then when desegregation and integration happened, that's when the casino started to suffer. Make it one of them things that make you say,
So I was just looking, my auntie and them just saying in there, and was just saying how like it was all about control.
Okay.
It was because we were thriving outside, like by ourselves.
Right.
We had our own banks. We were doing everything that we talk about that we say that we need now.
Yeah.
We had.
Yeah.
And then somebody came up with this great idea because we were thriving.
Yeah. And it was a way to tap into that dollar, because they looking at like, okay, they looking at how this dollar is circulating in this community. How can we put our hand in that? How can we get some of those dollars? And it worked. Like, again, when I saw that article, like that was after reading the article and seeing like, oh, okay, that's interesting what's happening. But then that line just jumped out at me. It was like, it fell on hard times when integration happened. I'm like, wow. How many other businesses, how many other institutions, you know, did that happen to? And then the other part that stuck out for me is that was like 1960. I think it closed in 1968. And it didn't reopen until like 2007, 2008.
Well, you got to think before, because they tore down the building.
Okay.
And rebuilt it.
Okay.
Because you think Snow Peak was across the street.
Yeah.
Green's Bakery was on that same side where the Manhattan Casino was at, and then they were trying to revive it. They had made it Sylvia's, right? But then Sylvia's didn't last that long.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's true.
Right? No.
Let me take some of these comments.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you for the highlight, Mr. Eben. I appreciate that. Tiffany, wow, $5 million for a renovation there. Yep, that's right. Renee says pushing them property taxes up for the surrounding businesses is nice, but I see the back door. And then Miss Teresa, thank you for this comment. When desegregation happened, we black folks started to spend our money elsewhere. Just saying.
Yeah.
And that's a part of the thing that I think gets overlooked when we romanticize what happened back in the day. You know, everybody's like, we supported each other. We used to, spend our own money. Don't forget that it was largely because it was illegal for you to do it anywhere else. Like it was against the law for you to go to other places. But
it's okay. But
yeah,
we didn't need. So we still was educated.
Yeah.
Right. Then somebody told us our schools weren't good enough for us. Right. That's true. So we did.
Wow.
So like your
ice ain't colder, your school ain't good enough. You need to come over here with us.
But just think, we had our own doctors and dentists. We had our own bars, all that. We did everything to sustain our community.
Right. But then somebody had the idea to say, so
I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with romanticizing it, because if you don't want me, because they want our money, but they still don't want us.
I hear that.
You'll see it all the time. Like, and sometimes our money ain't good enough for them because it comes from our chocolate skin.
Hurry up and buy. So that's what's happening over there on the Deuces. Y'all let us know what you think. Will it help? How are you looking forward to it? What kinds of events do you think would you like to see hosted there? Because I know they were talking about weddings and event spaces. My daughter actually was going to get married there before, but that was like during COVID. So COVID like stopped a lot of that stuff too. So it's on the way. They said it'll be starting in the fall and it should be open by the spring of.
Because I know the original date they should have been ready. They should have started and. Shouldn't have already started?
I think it might.
Oh, we got a caller. Let's see who this is.
Yeah, it's Freestyle Friday.
It's Freestyle Friday. We never know. Hey, caller, introduce yourself.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you, caller. Hello. Caller. I'm going to hang up. Call back.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for the call. And if you want to give us a call, feel free to do so. You're more than welcome. There's also a
727-637-2416, just in case you
baby. And there's also, I just saw that St. Pete has actually added some new affordable housing developer incentives and ADU support. So there's a new program as a part of the CRA that will be able to support affordable housing development. And it says at the June 5th meeting, St. Pete City Council unanimously approved key updates to its affordable housing redevelopment loan program within the South St. Pete CRA. The changes are designed to increase affordable housing options by incentivizing developers and private property owners to build and sell homes to income qualified residents. Some of these new incentives include, these are for single family homes. So there's a land acquisition reimbursement. So developers can receive up to $40,000, 50% of the land cost, if they construct or renovate an affordable home for a first-time buyer earning 80% of the area median income or less. The project must cost at least $100,000. So one of the things that's been one of the complaints is that, you know, the land is so expensive to buy, and then so they're offsetting the price of the land and providing an incentive for developers to acquire it.
Hello, caller.
How you doing? This YK Mark.
What's going on?
What's going on, sir?
All right. All right. Who is it again?
YRK Mark.
YK Mark. He said
YRK Mari.
Oh,
YRK Mari.
Mari. Okay, Mari, tell the people what you do.
I'm a rapper from Tampa, Florida. I make music. I make all type of music, but I'm an artist basically.
You're an artist, but so how long you been rapping?
I say since 2023. Going on about 3 years now.
About 3 years now. So tell me, like, if you had to put yourself in a genre, or like, what artist you remind yourself of, if any?
Honestly, I'm pretty much of a mix because I got different type of sounds. So I say like my inspiration was like Rod Raven, NBA, and Youngboy. So I say like a mix like them, like a little mix of Kodak Black. I got a mix of a lot of stuff. I got underground music, regular music. I got singing music. I got a little country in there.
You got a little country, so boots on the ground.
You got a little Southern soul.
a little song. A little, not too much. Now I got, I'm still young. I got to step into it a little bit, but I got a little song.
Okay, now like if you had one artist that you wanted to work with, who would it be?
I would say Rod Raven for sure.
I hear that.
Okay.
So Rod, if you're listening, man, you got somebody that want to get at you. What inspired you to start? You said you've been doing it for maybe 2.5 years now. So what inspired you to begin to do music? Have you always been doing it, or did something like a switch flip and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna start making music?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I've been making music. You know, like when you go to the lunch table at in school, you go to the lunch table, beatbox, make music, stuff like that.
My man.
I've been doing that since I've been trying to do that since I was like in middle school, and I always been told I could rap. I always was freestyling and stuff. You know, you doing the little cuss words and stuff you ain't supposed to. I was always doing that.
Right.
And they'd be like, bro, you might as well start making music. And in high school, I was playing football and stuff, so I was like, I had a lot of stuff going on. And once I graduated, I had some more stuff going on. So I'm like, I'm just learn how to express myself, and music just will make me express myself the most.
I love that, and I appreciate you saying that, expressing yourself. And so with that, like, what type of support are you getting for the music that you're making right now? Like, who's rocking with you?
I got a couple fans in Tampa. I got a couple people in Chicago, a couple people in New York. I got to get more of a fan base, though. I don't really have, in your own city, it's hard to kind of get people around you because people don't want to see you win from where you come from. They rather see you win from miles away. So that'd be the difficulty with it. So it's like the spot I'm in right now, I just need to get the people that's around me, I need to get them more in tune to my stuff before I go to the next reach. But at the same time, it's like the people that be out there in California and Atlanta and out of overseas, they listen to your music more than the people that listen to your stuff in the city. So why
do you think that is? Do you think it's because they're familiar with you and they know you, or like what do you think contributes to that?
When you go to school with people for so long, or you haven't seen the person for so long, and have been the same, same situation as the next person, and they around you, a lot of people don't want to see that person succeed in front of them, and they don't succeed with them.
Wow.
So they don't want to see you make it to the next level, and they still work at Dollar General, they still work at McDonald's, and you over here, you got 100,000 in your pocket easily. They want to see you be down like how they down.
Yeah, I think you need to change that circle, my man.
Right, because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say your perception is your reality. It is harder in your own town. I will agree with you on that. But a lot of times, if you think about it, it's not that they don't believe in you. They done seen you do so much, and they want to be like, is this the one? Is it really going to stick? You know
right. They want to see if you're going to go that far. They want to see how far you can take it.
Right, because this thing, some of your friends probably supported a lot of your stuff at the beginning, and if you wasn't consistent, because I don't know, because you know what I mean, and it's just another.
Yeah. I got friends who like support me and stuff like that. But I mean, like as far as like the whole, like I know a lot of people from Tampa and that know me on a personal basis or have seen me, and it's like they'll see you like in private, they'll say something, but when it comes to like if a person wanted to see like you posted something and they'll post a comment or repost it, something like that, they won't do that because they don't want the next person to see it. They trying to support you. They rather do it behind closed doors.
Okay, I hear that.
I can understand that.
And so we definitely appreciate you calling. How can the people find you? Where can we get your music? How can they get at you?
My name is YK Mari on all platforms. YK Mari with 2 R's and 2 I's on Instagram. I just dropped the mixtape 2 weeks ago and the mixtape last month. Get my stuff on all platforms. I'm on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music. I'm on Snapchat, TikTok, everything. If you want to listen to my music on any platform, you can hear it.
Do you have any shows coming up?
Not at the moment, no, man.
Okay. All right.
We'll definitely appreciate you, big brother. I appreciate you calling in, man. We praying for your success. Hope that you win. Like you do the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. We ain't hating on nobody. We want to see all of us win. And so, go to the page, go to Facebook. And if you want to put a link in the chat, you can also go to the YouTube and find the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Put some links in there so people know how to get at you, man.
Right. And once you shoot a video or something like that, get at us. We can also advertise it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Have a good.
All right, you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Gems, 99.1 FM.
And it's Freestyle Friday.
So that's what's up. Give us a call. 727-637-2416. We'll put you on the air. Did you see this thing? And
somebody got a question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's Freestyle Friday. What's the question?
Go. It's in the chat. Go ahead.
Okay, so good morning. This is just a question I've always had. Why won't they run the MLK parade down from the Trop, down 22nd to Dell Homes? That would bring income to those businesses along the route, and it would be in the community. Let's hold that one.
Yeah,
let's hold that one. That's a good question.
Good question, Michelle.
That's a good one. That's a good question. Yeah, let's hold that one, and we can come back to that.
Okay, go ahead. But we're gonna answer it.
Yeah, we will. I think you can answer that question. But I wanted to talk about this because it's something that shout out to Reno and Miss Peanut for putting this out here. There's this new trend, and it's putting kids at risk, and it's stuff that's being sold right over the counter. Did you see that? It's this brightly colored nitrous oxide canisters, nicknamed Whippets, Nangs, and Hippie Crack. And they're available at gas stations, vape shops, and online. No ID, no questions asked. There's brands called Galaxy Gas, Cosmic Gas, Mass Gas, and Fast Gas. And they're being marketed with candy-flavored packaging, and it's targeting you. Basically, the kids are inhaling these canisters for a cheap high, and it's all over TikTok. And it's like messing up their brains. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't, but it ain't nothing new because they used to do this. You know, they used to get the canisters and do that.
But that wasn't us. It wasn't our kids. I'm talking about black kids. I don't remember black kids puffing cans.
But listen, there had to be some, and not a lot.
But it wasn't.
But I think it's all stupid. Stupid, and more stupid, and even more dumber. It's like dumb leading the dumb. Yeah.
You can't just dismiss it as just people being stupid.
That is.
It is, but I mean, it's a problem.
It's
a real problem.
No, it is a real.
What about the distribution? Like, if you go into the store and they got this can on the thing and it's saying, here you go, get your, Whippets. which is when I looked it up, I think they said nitrous oxide is also what they use like for laughing gas. When you go to the dentist, that's the stuff that have people tripping when they come out of you see them coming out of surgery.
So this is the thing.
Like that's the stuff that they own.
People be searching for these highs, right?
Yeah.
Doctors know how much to give you to make sure that you're good. You go out here and try to be your own chemist, and you don't even know 2 times 2.
And you don't know what's in these cans.
And you don't. And then you're trying to do, and it's stupid. Y'all, it's stupid. Just like the fire challenge was stupid. Running up
setting yourself on fire.
Doing the crate challenge, running up the crates, falling up there. Remember when they was choking each other and like passing out? And then all of it stupid. Like I don't. So this is, here we go. I don't understand. So I know people who like have seen people on drugs doing fentanyl. Like for me, if you die one time from fentanyl, wouldn't it be the sign to leave it alone?
But sometimes that's the thing that make you want to buy it.
Why?
Because they like, I want some of that. Give me some of that stuff that killed Junebug. Like that's what they want. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Maria asked for the name of it. And I'm going to actually post it and put it in.
No, I don't want nothing that almost killed me.
But here's the thing.
That I had to come back. Somebody called.
The other part of this.
Hold on, caller.
The other part of this too is like, this stuff is being sold in stores. And so should we, hold the stores accountable?
The store should be
marketing
accountable.
this stuff to children. Like that's where I'm at. We're like, okay, it is stupid. We know that.
Yeah.
But then what is the responsibility of the community and the business owners?
They shouldn't be buying this.
To not make this stuff so accessible and easy, because now, just like you go on the counter and you see 9-laters next to the 9-laters and the Boston baked beans, they got this can of gas that these children is using to mess their brains up.
And it shouldn't be that accessible. Hey, caller, introduce yourself.
I was just calling to help sound the alarm because I heard the alarm being sound.
Right on.
And I heard my sister Q. She was like, you know what I'm saying? Because Q's a sharp one. And it's like, no, this ain't really like, this ain't stupid. This is under the lens of predatory lending. And we didn't call people with no financial literacy stupid when they got homes loans to them. It was called predatory lending.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It was done to adults. And so most things that are attractive are put at a lower level in grocery stores, you know what I'm saying? To attract our children's eyes, and we're way above that height. And they're always grabbing us and tugging us and showing us something way down there with the colorful stuff. And it's just like, Q is like, it is stupid, you know what I'm saying? But when 3 brothers, and when I was sounding the alarm, I understood what I was doing. I understood the frequency of Down Rousson when he was going to these boat shops and was calling out Brillos and stuff that was being sold under the counter.
Let me pause you right there, because that's the spirit that I took it in. Because I remember this is going back to like the late 90s, and this was when the mosque was on 9th Street, right across from the gas station. The first time I met Daryl Rousson, he was coming out of the gas station across the street, and he was like in a panic because they was behind him, because he had went over there and they were selling the stems and the little flower things and like these things that we know are being used for people to smoke crack and do drugs.
Right.
They have them on the counter, and he would go into the stores, and like if they didn't remove them, he was like on some vigilante, knock it off the counter. And so when he left out that store, we just were like, come on, you can come in here. They ain't coming to hit about it. You ain't got to worry about that. But that's the spirit. When I saw your live, Reno, and I appreciate it, like that's what came up for me, is like he's sounding the alarm, because we have a new thing. Like just like you wouldn't want, paraphernalia that's being used for people to smoke crack. Why are we okay with them having these canisters in here when we know that this is causing brain damage for our kids?
They need to be held accountable, though. I will say that.
And when I approach it, I don't know what to do with these kids. And these kids just, and then now we're stepping away from them. We're stepping away from them, and then now they're preyed upon. Yeah. And now we have a and Brother John mentioned it in the beginning of this. We have an item that is sold at smoke shops.
Yeah. And
so now 3 brothers in a smoke shop, but they have created blurred lines.
Right.
And now you can't tell the difference that you're in a smoke shop because you're in a grocery store. And now we have these 3 brands of toxic drugs.
Yeah.
Right? Being sold right at the counter at 3 brothers. And then he's saying openly, well, I don't know what it's about. You know, they sit at the warehouse and start stuff in the store. You're lying.
Yeah.
You're acting as if you didn't do market research. Holla back, y'all.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you for the call, and thank you for sounding the alarm.
No, but it is. But the stores, your local stores, need to be held accountable.
Right.
Especially when you're looking at neighborhoods and they're marketing to our children. I think I was tagged in, and I wasn't able to respond. Eddie Rowe had tagged me in a post where the store was like, you can't come in here unless the children couldn't come in there unless they had parents or something like that.
Okay.
But those same children probably could come in there and buy that without their parents.
And here's what some of the health risks. And so it's causing neurological damage, numbness, paralysis, permanent nerve damage. They said they're getting frostbite burns from the freezing cans because, when you.
So it's like liquid ice. Kind of,
it's like some type of gas. It's nitrous oxide. And so it's like, when you have what's that, whipped cream, and that whipped cream, you know how when you set the canister off and it get cold, like that's the result of it. But they're doing it so much that it's actually causing frostbite burns, fainting, cardiac arrest, and even death from oxygen loss. It's also causing psychosis and hallucinations. Memory loss is another one. And in the article it said that emergency room visits and poison control calls are skyrocketing with middle schoolers who are the ones who
why is
the
this
most
not
affected.
banned? Why are they even able to make this product?
Because I guess we need to start having these types of conversations like we having today. And again, thank you to our brothers in the community like Reno, who's in these places and able to sound that alarm. Because if we don't know, we don't know. Like if you don't have small children, if you don't see it and you don't experience it, then you wouldn't know that it's happening.
And you know what happens is everybody think that they're not the one. It's not gonna happen to me.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's not gonna happen to me.
Like I've had so many conversations with brothers, about, oh no, they ain't gonna catch me. I ain't going to, like, nobody does a crime thinking that, I'm gonna get caught. Like you always think you have it figured out and that you're smarter than, the fifth grader. But here's the thing, it says, again, middle schoolers are being the ones who are most affected, which basically makes sense, right? And then it's happening right here in our city. So we want to continue to talk about it. We want to make sure that you stay informed. And then there's things that you can do to watch for these signs in your children or your grandchildren. If you have them, it says watch for signs of like numbness, strange behavior, fainting, or burns. If like you see burns on their hands and you wonder like what happened, it's probably because they've been holding these extremely cold cans of this terribly horrible gas.
And I will want to say this, why we're big on boycotting stuff.
Okay.
These are the stores that we boycott. Yeah. The ones that's in our neighborhood that like our kids have to walk to every day. Yeah. That because they don't have access to cars to go to Walmart and where you're going to these major chains. Like if we're going to do a change, we got to start in our own community, right?
Yeah.
And so now we need to demand the things that we want at our corner stores, at our liquor store, well, not liquor stores, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But all of this, all the above that's right there that our children have access to. The things that we don't want our kids, these are the stores that we stand in front of and be like, listen, you're getting our dollar every day. My child has to come up here and buy a soda. Right. And, but these are things that we want out.
Yeah. And I think that's, again, to Reno's point, man, it's like at some point, we as a community have to draw a line in the sand and say, no, we're not allowing that. We're not going to accept that. And again, I shout out Senator Rousseau because that's how I met him. Like he was one of those ones that would go in. Like, I don't know what the impact or how effective it was, but if we had, 200-300 Roussans where it's like, you're not selling that here. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like we have a ministry of defense that protects our children and say, you know what? No, you're not going to sell that in our neighborhood. And if you do, we're going to shut this store down. Like we need to have that kind of action. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of where I'm at with that, because if not, then they're going to continue to prey on our children and we're going to continue to have generations that are being lost for things like this. And so y'all stay woke, stay informed, and check on your children, y'all.
Yep.
You're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams, WUJM, and we talking about how these kids are inhaling canisters, getting this cheap high. It's being seen all over TikTok, and we like for y'all to make sure that you stay woke, pay attention. I also seen this thing. We talked about it a few months ago. It was a law that passed in Florida. It was Senate Bill 472. It was signed into law by Governor DeSantis, and it requires the Department of Corrections and licensing boards to recognize the credits earned by incarcerated individuals for prison-based education programs. This is a good thing, right? What does it mean? Prison-based classes like carpentry, food service, and other trades can now count towards professional licenses after release, whereas before they wouldn't. And so I think that's a game changer, could be a game changer, but again, you can't really regulate, what people do after that, because now that they have to accept the licenses, they still do background checks and they may not hire you, but at least this is a step in the right direction. So shout out to them for that. The change aims to reduce the barriers for people who are re-entering the workforce and to address economic stability for those who are returning from incarceration. Supporters say that it can help lower recidivism rates and save taxpayer dollars by expanding workforce opportunities for returning citizens. So shout out to the state of Florida for actually doing something right this time.
Kudos.
It's Freestyle Friday. What's
it's kudos. Mind? No, I'm with it, but
yeah, you gotta keep your eyes up.
Yeah, you.
Doc B, what's good? I see you. Mama Blue, I see you. Thank you for tuning in. Marche, what's up? Dave, I see you, man. Appreciate you. Debbie Yachty, what's good? Hope all is well. Y'all tag a friend, tell a friend. So what you thinking?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Nothing that you want to share.
Nothing that I want to. Nothing that I want to share because I was.
No, I got it. So do you think? And y'all put this in the chat. Do you think recognizing these credits will make a difference for people who are coming home from prison? Do you think this is going to actually be impactful?
I feel like they already. We had Jab in here and said like all his certificates came from prison.
Yeah,
like this was some
federal.
Yeah, but he was still able to use them.
Yeah.
The barrier is now how do we stop the discrimination from, you know what I mean? Being able to use these certificates is good, but when they do the deeper dive to stop you from getting these jobs,
Yeah, you qualified, but still can't get the job.
And so that's why, and I don't want to be like, because we're qualified for a lot of stuff that we don't, and then there's people who's not qualified that will get them, so that's why my mind is like, okay, hey caller, introduce yourself.
Hey, my mind is right there too, Q. I think that when we start to link up and provide opportunities to each other, we actually won't even look to other people for opportunities. But like to Brother John's point though, right? They're actually gonna look at the credits and say, you know what? Good job, right? But you actually have this. And so I have a family member that went through that same thing, serving 20 years for attempted murder, right? Came right out of P-Tech and jumped into an electrician job, right, y'all?
Okay.
These bars, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't get a job as an electrician. Went to school to do something else, you know what I'm saying? And couldn't get a job there. So he stuck with the day laborers, right?
Come on, man.
Day laborers because most jobs wouldn't hire him because of insurance, right? Can't have someone like that as an employee on the staff. And so, yeah, it sounds good on paper, right? But as long as we allow decisions from other people to be our employers, we're going to be met with this kind of stuff. That's like what Q was saying. It's just not, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I know it's love when my voice gets spoken on the show right here. So, big shout out to why he probably couldn't make it to the show today, man. My brother Charlotte Soprano, man, made sure on the way back in from Tampa, Florida, that he stopped in and celebrated with the family and stuff, man. We took moms out. Celebrating moms.
Happy birthday, Mom.
No.
Her birthday, she done beat diabetes, chronic heart failure. Yeah, like she done got her health together.
She doing what it takes to keep on having. Yeah.
Man, the Kings different because the Kings know that mom's last 2 stints in the hospital over the last 5 years have been for congestive heart failure.
Yes.
And they know it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We know what our mom's going through because we brothers and we speak.
That's right.
And so for her to be adding years to her life at this stage, you know, I got to tighten up, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? She add years, I got to add years too. Let's add years, y'all. Long way.
You add a year, I add a year. We add years together. Appreciate that.
You get a year.
But that's when we talk about I think I heard Reno say this too. It's not that, these things run in our family. It's the recipes that run in our family.
It does.
We got to change these recipes, man, and really understand the impact that stuff is having on us and stop just chalking it up to like, genetics and all of that kind of stuff. Like, it's that kitchen a lot of times.
Yeah, it is.
So make sure that we paying attention to that. All right, we got a few minutes left. You want to do Ask Qiana?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's run it.
All right, let me see. So we have Ask Qiana, and Ask Qiana is brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op. I'm trying to find the One Community Grocery Co-op read so I can do it properly. While I do that, where is it? I can just tell you about it though.
You can, and while you're looking for it, to kind of go back to Michelle, I don't know if she's still on there.
Okay.
What is always a conversation about where the MLK was at, but the ideas, it's not a bad idea.
No, to have it go like through the neighborhood, support the businesses in the area, where they actually are wanted and welcome.
But I think we will have to like put it up towards city council. Don't they have to vote on it?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember voting on the route. I remember voting on the budget and that kind of stuff, but not the actual route of where
because
the
MLK parade has changed a few times.
But not while I was there, and I don't in our time. Like I don't remember I just don't remember. I don't know if council had to approve those changes to the route, but I do know it's like the administration has to do it because there's logistical challenges with blocking off streets and police. And I think that's why they ended up going with First Avenue, because it was just easier to contain it and control it. Like, okay, we go from one end to the other. We just blocking off this side.
And you end up on MLK.
Yeah. And so it was like, that kind of thing you end up at Tropicana Field now.
Which is it right
16th Street, and then MLK is on the other side of the field. But you were starting at 4th Street. It was just logistically easier to do it that way because when you go through the neighborhoods, now you got side roads, you got a different level of engagement when it comes to like how do you contain and control that crowd.
Right.
But yeah, so we definitely a good idea, and we accept and welcome all good ideas. So the segment is being brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op. The One Community Grocery Co-op is on a mission to create a grocery store that truly serves our community, by the community, for the community, and we need your help. Joining as a member owner, you are investing in a healthy food options, local farmers, and a stronger neighborhood economy. You can visit ocgc.coop to become a member today and be a part of building a grocery store that's owned by us, for us, and we would make sure that we don't have none of that garbage that they got on the counters in these other places in our stores. All right, Qiana, why do people keep testing me when I stay in my own lane? Hold on, I want y'all to be able to see this because this is an interesting dialogue here. Why do people keep testing me when I stay in my own lane is the question. And they say, Qiana, I'm really trying to keep my peace, but I feel like people keep pushing me and I'm getting close to my breaking point. I don't bother nobody. I stay in my own lane, handle my business, and treat people with kindness. But lately, it's like folks are taking advantage of that. Just last week, I let a coworker borrow my car for a quick errand. They brought it back on E with a whole attitude, like I was doing them a favor. Like I wasn't doing them a favor. No apology, no gas money, just straight up disrespect. And that's just one example. Stuff like this has been happening over and over again. I'm trying hard not to snap, but I'm feeling disrespected, used, and overlooked. I want to stay true to who I am, but I also want folks to stop playing with me. How do I set firm boundaries without letting all this pent up anger explode? And how do I remind people that I'm kind, not weak?
Say no to your car.
Okay.
I would tell you. There's days that I come in and I be like, hey, it's the stuff that I'm allowing to be a part of my life. My stresses, I feel like people playing in my face and all that other stuff. Like I have allowed this to happen.
Okay.
You got to set boundaries. You can still be nice and not give. You know what I mean? There's a way to just say no.
Yeah.
Can you hold? No, you can't hold my car.
Right.
And just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is people ask the person that's the most reliable.
Okay.
Like
if they couldn't count on you, they wouldn't ask you. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I know people come to me because I'm nice and I'm laid back.
Right.
So they'll do stuff and that they wouldn't do to other people because they know I ain't really going to say nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But now you have to start saying something, and it don't make you less of who you are. Yeah. It's just that you're setting boundaries for yourself. Boundaries are good. And I learned that like I didn't have boundaries, especially for the people that I love.
Right. Right.
And so I had to start setting boundaries. So boundaries is something that you need to set, especially if you feel like that you're being disrespected, because what happens is you're going to start being somebody you don't like to be anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're turning into this bitter, mean person.
Ooh. No, this is what just came up for me when you said that. You don't have to be bitter and mean to cut people off.
No, you don't.
And you don't have to wait for a problem to come up. You don't have to wait for like an issue or, you know what I mean? Like it don't have to be nothing for you to be like, you know what?
This not good to me. It don't feel good.
Yeah, I just got to the point where like I'm not doing that no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And really just standing on that. It's okay to do that. But a lot of times people feel like it has to be some drama with the cutoff.
No.
Or it has to be like a blow up, or it has to be
and what happens
explosion in order for you to just move on. And you ain't got to do that.
And what happens is the reason why it's the drama, the blow up, is because you have allowed so much stuff to happen. Mm-hmm. And so it's like sweeping it up under the rug. Eventually you're gonna trip.
Okay.
From all the dirt and all the stuff that's up under the rug, because it's no longer a smooth surface.
Yeah.
Like you can address stuff, and it's really hard because again, a lot of people are non-confrontational.
Right.
And they try to avoid the confrontation, or they're hoping people will get it. So people leave like subtle hints.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. And then when you pop, it's like
and then that's the other thing too. Like they say, a hint to the wise is sufficient, but most people are not really wise, and you just got to tell them straight up.
And then I will tell you, a lot of people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you want to give people grace and be like, this is not true. But to give them that grace is you address it at the beginning. The conversation that you are avoiding to have is usually the most important conversations that you need to have.
Yeah. So definitely I would say, just start letting people know exactly where you're coming from and how you feeling. Like, don't, shy away from it, thinking that it's going to be a problem. Because a lot of times it's like, okay, I don't want to say nothing because if I say something, it's going to be a problem. Well, guess what? It's already a problem.
Right. Because so you rather be uncomfortable or them to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's your ish. Yeah. It's your car.
Right.
So like you finna be uncomfortable and they need you.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is a lot of times you sit in uncomfortability about something that belongs to you.
Yeah, it's your property.
It's yours.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you should be tiptoeing around somebody else who needs you because you ain't called them.
Yeah.
You ain't need a car. You ain't need nothing. They needed you.
Right.
So anybody that needs to be uncomfortable is the person that's asking.
Yeah. And if they was uncomfortable, they probably wouldn't ask. Wow. All right. So that was that. I saw a question in the
Go ahead.
chat that I want to talk about, because I think it is a great question and a great conversation for us to have. We may not have time to really explore it fully. But thank you for that. I wanted to say more about the Ask Qiana, but look, I think y'all got the point. Thank you for submitting that. And also we want to thank OCGC.coop for their sponsorship of that segment. Maria Scruggs asked, she said, Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, where are you all with the all white promotions by the first African-American fire chief? I think that's a great question, great conversation. And for me, this is what I tell you. I haven't spoken to Chief Watts. Like I sent him a note, but he probably like caught up in the whirlwind right now. So I'm waiting to hear from him. I want to talk to my brother first, before I, make any public remarks or draw any conclusions and all of that stuff. Like I'm blessed by God's grace to have a relationship with him where I can call him and I can talk to him. And so before I speak publicly on what my position is, I'm going to talk to my brother first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have no idea a lot of times what goes on in these spaces. There may be some protocol things that have to happen. You know what I mean?
And it could have been stuff that's right. And there may be stuff that's already set up.
Yeah.
Prior to him coming in, and you'll see it. So I don't know enough about it.
Like what the process, because they have. So that was one of the realities that became abundantly clear for me when I got on city council. Is a lot of these decisions that are being made, you don't want to decide the way that way, but there's a policy and there's a procedure that you have to follow. Mm-hmm. And so the challenge is, like, do you buck the procedure and now you on one side of the equation that you don't want to be in, or do you follow the procedure and then work to change it? But again, I don't know all of the details and what was going on behind the scenes. I don't know enough about it to
and I don't even know what promotions he's doing at this point.
So the article that I saw was saying that it was 12 promotions to
we're talking about
in the fire department.
Okay, got it.
Petersburg Fire Department, they actually just publicized these list of fire officers. It was basically people in the fire department who received promotions. I think it was 12 of them. Now I follow. He's the first black chief, and this list of 12, I think it's 12. None of them are black, and they didn't receive any promotions, and so he's getting backlash in the community. Is saying, what's up with that? Like, okay, you're a black chief, you just promoted all of these people, and none of these people are black. So that's the question. What's the take on it? But again, I'm going to reserve my right to just hear from my brother, talk to him, and after I talk to him, maybe we can have a conversation over the weekend, and then we can talk about it on Monday.
The optics, I would say this, because it doesn't look good, it don't feel good.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we would say that, like, you think people get in positions and they can make the change overnight.
That's the other part. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You think that
and he may be able to
do
or
some
he
of
may
that.
Not. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. So I'm so blessed, man, I'm so grateful to that. And it's taught me to just be patient. Sometimes we want to be the first one to say something, and I got to tell you how I feel about it, but I want to hear. Let me hear from a brother first.
So I would
has anybody reached out to him?
Has anybody called him? Anybody talked to him? I like to give people grace first, and be knowledgeable and know what is stacked against them prior to, like, giving this judgment out. Like you just said, like, hearing why this happened. Was these promotions already set up prior to him coming into the office? Yeah, like the exam and the qualifications, and like, it's so much. And don't get me wrong, I know that there's racism. I know, the history. Like, I have, a particular homeboy, when that stuff was going down about, Chief Large, when he was there, he was like, yeah, bro, that's how it works. It's the good old boy network. So I'm not discounting any of that. Right. But because this is the first black chief, and he's my brother for real. Like, we met in the barbershop. T. Brown introduced us before he was chief. And I think he might have been retired at the time before he even came back to. So, like, I have a relationship with him that would not allow me to get on here and be like, yeah, dog, you're wrong. I haven't talked to my brother. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so, like, let's have that conversation. And I'm big at before, because we love real conversation here, right? Yeah. And it's like any relationship, when it's good, we praise it. When it's bad, we call it out, right? Yeah. So have no problem with really, like, calling it out if it was done faulty, so that we can fix it. But we do want to allow him to be able to explain himself. That's the least you can do. That's the before we just, and I don't believe in bringing down another black person. Come on, man. Not because do that so much, and it's so easy to. It's do so that. Easy to tear us down in the name of calling it out and not having And sometimes I don't. So here we go, calling out. I'm not necessarily on that train either. Yeah, like let's call our brother in. Right. Let's stop calling out in public. If he needs to be called out, then we do that. But we have to figure out spaces where we still protect us. Yeah. And making us accountable without doing somebody else's job. Come on. We're the first ones to throw stones at us and then tell us to also find our own space. Like, go and do it. Like, if you need to, you look at Tyler Perry. Okay. I'm going to use that. They say, create your own. They do. He do it. Now, like he said, he has made more millionaires than anybody else. Yeah. Black millionaires. But yet, all you hear is black people complaining about his sauce. Right. Yeah. That he like did. And made $1 billion with that same recipe, and everybody saying change the recipe. And we keep on, and we told somebody, make your own. And when they do it, we pull it down and critique it, but we're not making it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we got to find the balance. And to your point, again, if you just joining in and you didn't hear me say it already, this is not an excuse. It's not a justification. If you're right, you're right. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. And if there was an opportunity for some brothers, or sisters, black people to be promoted, and they didn't get those promotions for whatever reason, then there's you have to be held to task to that. Held to task, and then also let's see, because he may need the community backing as well. Not me. He does. When you the first black anything, you need it. Yeah, you need your people, because there's some hard decisions. Because I know a lot of times you be wanting to do more for us. and your hands are kind of tied, you know what I mean? Or you lose, or you're afraid that you're going to lose your job. And so the small impact, you make a smaller impact than the bigger impact, because you know just your presence there is a plus for us.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, you know what I mean?
It could be. And that's why I said it's so many things to consider. And I think, in my opinion, a lot of times as a community, we just become so inconsiderate. Like, we don't think about everything that goes into these decisions and what's being made.
But we don't know.
Especially when it comes to us and black people.
And we be ready to call it out. We be ready to shoot.
And then, like you said, too, like you look at him and you say, okay, well, he's a black man. He's finna go in here and he's finna, change the world and change this whole culture. When
it's like Deion Sanders, like you like it's one.
Great. Thank you, Maria, for putting that is. I appreciate that,
because it's something that we need to talk about. Like it's something that we need to be aware of. And this is what you just said got me into politics. Yeah. Me blaming and realizing like I was the problem.
Okay.
Like I wasn't doing my job to make sure that my voice was heard. The people who think like me voice was heard. Right. We would put one person in and then realize that the chips was stacked against them. Yeah. And because we didn't put enough like-minded people in, it was impossible for them to do their job to the full of their ability because
no, I hear that.
Politics.
No, I hear that. I saw, and I'll end with this.
Oh, we got one.
It was this guy. I remember I saw on the internet. He was doing Showtime at the Apollo, and he walked out, and it was 5 mics on the stage, and he's doing a Temptation song by himself. And so he would sing every part, and he was horrible because he didn't have 5 voices, right? But he was trying to do a song that requires 5 people by himself, and that's a lot of times what happens in these spaces. Is it's a 5-man job, but you're one man trying to do it, and then the other 4 that you need won't step up. They saying, well, he could, why he
right?
Like, get in the game, get involved, help the brother, support the brother, man. If he right, and then if he wrong, still support him by helping him get right.
Right.
That's my thoughts. Appreciate that, man. It's Freestyle Friday. Y'all come over to Child's Park Pool tonight, 7 o'clock to 9. We doing Friday night done right. Get involved in something this weekend. There's a lot of good stuff going down, man. I want to thank y'all. That was my final thoughts. Q, you got a final
be the change you want to be. See, write down those 5 things that made you feel good, giggle, laugh, put a smile on your face. Stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
We